Hello students, welcome to our channel Classroom for Class 10th. Today we are in Social Studies Part A, Chapter 9, that is Rampur, a village economy. So this is our chapter number 9, Rampur, a village economy. Let us learn our chapter number 9 in Social Studies, Rampur, a village economy. So we will learn point number 1, the story of Rampur. This topic I will explain. Second one, farming in Rampur, land and other natural resources, land distribution in Rampur. Now I think you have understood, children, the story of Rampur. What is the story of Rampur and how is agriculture done in Rampur, how is farming done in Rampur, and what are the other non-farming activities in Rampur, how are land distributed in Rampur village, and how are land and other natural resources are overused. That also we have understood. How land is distributed in Rampur. We are in 9th chapter, Rampur, a village economy. When we read the story of Rampur village, it is a village in western part of Uttar Pradesh. When we read the story of Rampur village, we will come to know that farming is the main production activities. Most of the people are engaged in farming with a small or big plot of land, but most of the people are engaged in farming. Some people also do non-farming activities like manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping. These are the non-farming activities. Some people are also engaged in non-farming activities. We will find that there are lot of similarities between Rampur and in other villages of India, and there are some differences also. Now children, Rampur is in the western part of Uttar Pradesh. As I have told you, it is in the agricultural prosperous belt. Wheat is the main kharif crop, and people also cultivate potato and rabi crops also, sugarcane. So these are some crops, 3 or 4 crops that the people of Rampur cultivate. Now see children, Rampur is connected to big villages like Raiganj and to the town of Jahangirabad. So I have read this topic, the story of Rampur, and I have come to know about all those things. Rampur is also connected to big villages and some small towns. The story of Rampur we have summarized into small points like farming is the main production activity, and non-farming activities are including manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping. Rampur village has some specific features. Many of its features are prevalent across India with some variations. Rampur is in western part of Uttar Pradesh. It is in the agricultural prosperous belt. Rampur is connected to a big village Raiganj and to a town Jahangirabad. So in this way we have summarized this topic about Rampur. Now children, we are in another topic, land and other natural resources. Land is the main natural resource for production, and along with land we also need some other natural resources. So when we read this topic children, here in this page number 116, we will read, then we will come to know that in Rampur mainly 3 crops are grown every year. In rainy season they grow kharif crop, that is jowar and bajra are the main. In the winter season they grow rabi crop, that is wheat, and in October and December potato and sugarcane are the main crop. So in this way we can see that 3 or 4 crops are grown every year in 3 different seasons in Rampur. Now children, there is a well developed irrigation system and electric tube wells in Rampur. So there is a very developed irrigation system in Rampur, but there is intensive use of natural resources like land and water in this area, and it is not judicious. Overuse of any natural resources can finish and decline the resources in the future. So intensive use of natural resources like land and water is not always judicious. It is not always favorable, and fertility of land is declining due to overuse. Now the farmers, small and big farmers, they are engaged in more and more cultivation and production. So the fertility of land is decreasing, and we are exhausting the natural resources of our land. In the consequence of this, what happened, children? Groundwater table have fallen rapidly across the country, and the use of diesel electricity for irrigation rises accordingly. So these are the drawbacks that is the result of the overuse of land and natural resources. Land and other natural resources. In Rampur, 3 crops are grown every year. In rainy season, Kharif, Jowar and Bajra. Winter season, Rabi, wheat, and October and December, potato and sugarcane are grown. There is well developed irrigation system and electric tube wells. Intensive use of natural resources like land and water is not always judicious. Fertility of land is declining due to overuse. Groundwater table have fallen rapidly across the country. The use of diesel electricity for irrigation rises accordingly. So you can also note down this point, children. In the same page, children, we have been given a graph 1, and this graph is showing the year, and in this year the cultivable land in million hectares. Thus we can see that in 1950 120 million hectare of land was cultivated, in 1960 130 million hectare, and 1970 140 million hectare, and 1980 140 million hectare, 1990 140 million hectare, 2000 140 million hectare, and 2010 also 140 million hectare. So since 1970 till 2010, the cultivable land area has not increased. It is same 140 million hectare. So I have completed the bar diagram in this way. You can also complete, children. Now children, you can fill the table. You have read about the crops grown in Rampur. Fill the following table based on the information on the crops grown in your region. So name of the crops we have written rice, and the month it is sown, June and July. Rice is sown in June and July, and in the month of December and January it is harvested. What is the source of irrigation? Rain, tank, tube wells, canals, etc. These are the source of irrigation for rice. Now another crop is maize. It is also sown in June, July and harvested in December and January. Tube well, canals and rain, these are the source of irrigation. Sugarcane, it is sown in August and September and harvested in February and March. Tube well, canals and wells, these are the source of irrigation for sugarcane. Cotton, it is also sown in June and July, harvested in December and January. Rain, tube wells and canals are the source of irrigation for cotton. So we can see in Rampur, rice, maize, sugarcane, cotton, these are cultivated in different seasons. Now children, we have another topic, land distribution in Rampur. When we read the topic, this page, when we read, we will come to know that unfortunately not all the people engaged in agriculture have land. Many farmers are landless, or they have a small area of land only. Only the upper caste families own a majority of land in the village, and they have good house and better living condition, because these farmers have more than 10 hectares of land, and they are coming in the rich category. The standard of living of scheduled caste, that is Dalits, it is not good, and they comprises 1/3 of the population, and they are mainly landless or own a small plot of land. There are 150 families in the village who are landless. We have also come to know, children, that there are 60 families who are medium and large farmers, and they have more than 2 hectares of land. A few farmers have more than 10 hectares of land. Now see, children, this distribution of land in Andhra Pradesh village, it is given, this sketch, how small plots of land are owned by the farmers. Now children, we have one case study in 1960 about Govind. He was a farmer with 2.25 hectare of unirrigated land, and with the help of 3 sons, Govind cultivated the land. Though they did not live very comfortably, the family managed to feed itself with a little bit of extra income from one buffalo that the family possessed. Some years after Govind's death, this land was divided among his 3 sons. Each one now have a plot of land. This is only 0.75 hectares in size. Even with improved irrigation and modern farming methods, Govind's sons are not able to make a living from their land. They have to look for additional work during part of the year. Here in page number 119, a table is given. Types of farmers, size of plot, and percentage of farmers, percentage of cultivated area. When we study the table, we can understand that small farmers in the villages, they have less than 2 hectares of land, and the medium and large farmers, they possess more than 2 hectares of land. The small farmers comprises 87%, and the medium and large farmers are only 13% in the village. That means the medium and large farmers are very less in number, whereas the small farmers are very big in number. And how much land area is cultivated by 87% of farmers? 48. Only the half of the land is cultivated by 87% of the farmers, whereas 13% of big farmers or medium farmers, they are cultivating 52% of land. This table tells us that there is still land holding is a great problem in our country. Most of the farmers are like zamindars. They possess a big plot of land, whereas majority of the farmers are possessing a very small plot of land. Now come to a pie chart. This is also showing the same condition. When we draw this percentage into a pie chart, we will find 87% of farmers, that means the whole chart is covered by a small farmers, only 13% that we see in the corner. Thus we can see, children, 87%. This whole area shows us a very small land holding farmers, and 13% only a few families or few big farmers are there who possess big plot of land. And the cultivable area, small farmers who are comprising 87% of the population, they cultivate only 48% of the land, whereas the small farm 13% of farmers who are big farmers, big land holding, they cultivate 52% of the land. So the majority of the land area is in the hand of a small group of farmers who are very rich and who are like zamindars. Hope you have liked my video, children. Please go through the video, like, share and subscribe my channel. Write the points the way I have noted down in my notebook. You can also write down the important points, and I will give you keywords in my next video. Till then, goodbye, children.